Well, BRC celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2014. So we held a symposium over a weekend, inviting around about 100 experts from the recording community, colleagues, academics that we worked with. And as a result of that, we produced a set of journal papers for the Biological Journal of the Linnean Society, and that's just been published in June 2015, and that covers 23 papers covering the broad range of areas of interest of BRC, highlighting the achievements that have been made in the last 50 years, but also setting priorities for the future. So we've covered, for example, invasion biology, climate change, technology for recording, citizen science, and a whole range of other subjects.
My paper looked at the Biological Record Centre and its work with volunteers in the context of citizen science, which is a fairly recent term that has been used to describe volunteer involvement in science. And we were able to show how the Biological Record Centre works with volunteers and all the benefits that come with that, but how in that way it's been a pioneer of citizen science.
My paper in the Biological Journal of the Linnean Society looks at the impacts of climate change for British species over the last 40 years. And we found that across 21 different taxonomic groups, the majority are shifting their ranges northwards, and that climate change is still having a real impact on British species, and this is something that we need to be aware of and dealing with.
The special issue includes a paper which tries to set out 10 subject areas where we think there's a priority for development, building on the past 50 years of BRC. One example is trying to work with the recording community to think of new ways of recording, slightly more structured approaches. So this has worked very well in the past for birds and butterflies, for example. So we are currently developing schemes for approaches to monitoring pollinating insects, for example, and with partners we've been involved in the launch of the National Plant Monitoring Scheme in the last year. Technology's had a big effect on biological recording, and we see future opportunities and challenges in using new technology and integrating it with existing practices for biological recording. We also have a paper in the special issue looking at the impact of environmental DNA techniques, for example, on biological recording. So it's really a mix of clearly maintaining the excellent legacy that's built up through BRC over the last 50 years, but also taking opportunities as they arrive of working with new approaches and new technology.